We have made it down to Bill Earl Park in the village of Champlain on this August 13th, and it's Champlain Village Fest while the Champlain Technology Group is having their Customer Appreciation Day up on a hill, and the farm market, which is here every Saturday morning, is just wrapping up at noon, and we're going to talk to this fella here. I see him here and there and everywhere. Sometimes he's coaching, sometimes he's the EMS guy in charge, and today he's an EMS guy.
Try to stay busy, Calvin.
All right, what's your name?
Corey Thompson. I'm the EMS captain of Champlain Moores EMS.
All right, Champlain Moores EMS. I can remember Ken LaPlante coming to the town board meetings and saying, we got to start getting a paid group because we're just running out of people to go out and so on.
This year marks 20 years since we embarked on that journey back in 2002. In 2002, I actually joined Champlain Fire Department and EMS, and at that time they were just kind of splitting the ambulance and fire department so they could start billing for calls. In 2002, the fire department and rescue squad did 375 calls in a year. That was combined fire and ambulance. So ambulance was about 300. This year we're on pace to answer 1,450 ambulance calls in Champlain, Moores, and Rouse's Point. It has grown tremendously in the last 20 years. I think Ken would be extremely proud of what we've been able to accomplish, and it continues to grow and get bigger and bigger. So we're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish in the last 20 years.
And you're hoping to accomplish even more into the coming years, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that's come out of it is working with our neighbors. So, back in those days, everyone had their own, rescue squad and fire department. And now what you're finding is that the fire departments are going out to calls together under what we call automatic mutual aid. So when Champlain has a fire call, the nearest mutual aid fire department is also going with them automatically, which is a great thing. And of course, our rescue squad has been able to join up with Moores. In 2007, we officially combined with Moores. And in about 2015, 2016, we undertook some coverage in Rouse's Point. They still have an ambulance that they run, and they staff on the weekends, and we supplement ambulance coverage during the week. So being able to work, as a northern tier ambulance company to take care of our citizens has been a great thing.
Now, I'm old enough, I can remember, I talked with Jim Wells and a few other, I think Gerald Mayle was involved when they first started getting the ambulance here in the village. And I remember before that, Earl Parsons had an old hearse.
Yep,
so when the EMS showed up with a hearse, you knew you were in trouble.
Yeah, Oral provided a great service for this community, and I wasn't around at that time, but I've heard all the many stories of how great Oral and his family were to provide that kind of service to the citizens of Champlain. And Kenny and his crew decided in 1976 that it was time to actually purchase an ambulance. I believe up until that time there was some merger with, like, Rouse's Point was covering some calls over here. I believe they had 2 ambulances, but Champlain EMS bought their first ambulance in 1976 is my understanding.
I was in 75 and 76. I worked briefly for the North Countrymen, and I did that interview with those guys, and it was great that we were moving into modern times, and that's, you had 24 and 22. That's 46 years ago.
Somebody sent me an article from, I think it was 95, and it said it was about Champlain EMS, and they had bought some new equipment and whatnot, and they were on pace for a record year of ambulance calls was 195. So, to say it's come a long way. When I joined, we had 1 ambulance, and it was all volunteer at that time. And as you said, Kenny and company were in the process of trying to put on paid coverage, especially during the daytime hours at that point. At this point in time, Champlain Moores EMS owns 4 state-of-the-art ambulances, including what we call a squad truck, which allows us to bring personnel to various scenes of calls. We also use it to travel to trainings, and we attend services with that piece of equipment as well. We have 13 full-time employees, and we're basically staffing 2 ambulances round the clock now. And of course, we have our many dedicated volunteers that make up our duty crews and come out and help us on calls. I'm very proud to say that over that 20 years, and as it's grown with both ends of paid and volunteer, that our staff and our volunteers work extremely well together. And I'd be remiss not to mention that this whole thing works because we have an EMS board that is very supportive of what we want to do and where we want to go. And I'm always grateful for the people that make up our EMS board. They've been very supportive over the years and have a great direction, a lot of great planning, and it's been really good to be a part of that.
Yeah, I know a few years back, before he passed, Bing Glode said he was getting off the board, so he approached my brother Sam to get on. So my brother Sam is part of that board, and he's always proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, Bing was an instrumental part of our board as well as many others. But Bing was our president for about 8 years, and he and I had a lot of conversation on his porch with what we wanted to do and where we wanted to go with this and future planning. And you're right, when Bing was getting ready to step down off the board, he approached Sam, and Sam came on. He's been on for about, I want to say, almost 3 years, maybe over 3 years now. The nice thing about our board is it's made up of citizens from Champlain and Moores, and they're not so much active members of the squad that they're townspeople, and they look out for our best interest and looking out for the tax dollars and how we're going to operate from year to year, and they share my vision of having the best ambulances and the best equipment, so when we show up at somebody's door, they are getting the best care in the North Country.
How do you explain how the numbers have increased so much? People aren't in worse health now than they were.
Well, there is that aging generation that people get sick. I think the old adage of from the field of dreams, if you build it, they will come. We do have a big rescue squad up here in the North Country, so I think people are okay with calling our service because they know they're not putting us out. I remember back in the days where people would call and apologize profusely for calling the ambulance, and that's what we're here for. We're here to take care of people, and that's our job. So I think just having that reputation here, that we are here and we are visible in the community, that they're okay to call us. The medical center, the brand new medical, so I say brand new, it's a couple years old now, but that went from an 8-room medical center to 24-room medical center. So that entity keeps us very busy. Cedar Hedge Nursing Home, which is now an assisted living, adult living in Rouse's Point, reopened. So we have a lot of senior houses and nursing homes that we take care of, and of course the medical center, and a lot of businesses in the area. So keeps us very busy.
Yeah, you mentioned Hudson Headwaters. Every day on my YouTube channel, I search for things that happened, like today, things that happened on August 13th that I have up there. And 10 years ago today was the announcement at the old North Country Medical Center about what was happening, what was going to be happening here. It just seems like so much has happened in 10 years, and now we just drive by that, and it seems like it's been there forever.
Yeah, I remember Doc Racine approaching us about that. That was kind of his vision, was to basically close down the old medical center and build a new one, and we got Hudson Headwaters involved, and that was a great undertaking, and we're very proud of Hudson Headwaters in our community, and I personally use them as my doctor, so we have a good working relationship with the medical center, I'll say.
Okay. So are you filled up? Do you recruit EMS people, or what do you do?
I don't want to blame everything on COVID, but COVID did hurt volunteerism, especially in the medical field, where the drive and desire to get up in the middle of the night and go take care of sick people was always there within volunteers. And when COVID hit, it became very scary, and people started focusing on their own families and their own well-being, and many had to take second jobs, and many of our volunteers started their own families and didn't wait any longer. So it is starting to rebound. As a matter of fact, this coming Monday night, we have 6 interviews for new applicants, but we did take quite a hit on the volunteer side. We went from 54 volunteers down to about 32 active volunteers. It's still a great number, and we're very proud of that. But we're always looking for new volunteers for drivers, EMTs, and advanced providers to supplement what we're trying to do here. So if anyone is looking to volunteer for our agency, stop down to the station anytime and pick up an application.
Okay, you have 2 stations, one in...
Yep, 2015 we built Champlain EMS Station 1 up at the old pole light that burned down many years ago. I know you filmed that fire.
Yeah.
We were coming back from a soccer game in Plattsburgh, you and I. So, so we built that station. It was a great undertaking for us. It really grew our agency, and then working with the town of Moores, we kind of outgrew the fire station in Moores, and the town bought the old Moores Forks Auto out on Route 11 between Moores and Moores Forks. Jeff Morlock's place. And so the town actually owns that building, and we operate out of it. And together we've done some upgrades and whatnot to make that station work. It's a very great station, and one of my goals was to have 2 ambulances in the town of Moores, because we only had one. We only had room for one. So now we have 2 ambulances in Champlain and 2 in Moores, and of course Rouse's Point has their fire department ambulance. So we're basically running 5 ambulances here in the North Country. So I was very happy that when that station came to fruition and it was done, it gave us a place to operate our business in the town of Moores.
Okay, just getting back to your volunteers, I think one thing that you mentioned COVID is people are volunteering and running into somebody's home, and they're trying to stay safe and healthy, and all of a sudden they're in a situation where they don't know what they're going to be running into. So I'm sure that made a few people timid, but now as we're learning to live with it, hopefully the volunteers will step forward here.
Yeah, I think also that many of our volunteers, especially our younger volunteers, had to start working like 2 jobs just to support their own well-being and their own cost, and so there was a whole mesh of things. What I'm very proud to say is that I thought our agency handled COVID very, very well. We were diligent in staying up with the protocols and the recommendations from the CDC and the local health department, and from the day it started in March of 2020 through the next 2 years, on our paid staff side, not one of our paid staff called in sick once. They remained very healthy. They remained diligent with their own protection to protect them, to protect our patients, and protect their families. They were very dedicated to our agency and our volunteers as well, that would come out and gear up and put themselves in harm's way. To ask people to do that and not get paid for it, I was very, very proud of the response that our agency had to the COVID-19 pandemic. We were able to take care of a lot of sick people in our communities, and personally speaking, I'm glad we're on the tail end of it. As a school teacher and as a coach and as a EMS provider, it is good to finally see things like this Village Fest and people being out and about and doing things again. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it's very important for our mental health, if nothing else.
I would agree.
All right, Corey, appreciate you chatting with us, and we're going to find somebody from the fire department to chat with us.
Sounds good. Thanks, Calvin.
Maybe even be somebody we recognize. We'll see.
All right, very good. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we've made it over here to the Champlain Fire Department display here at the Champlain Village Fest. And we found this familiar-looking fellow. There were a lot of other people back there, most of which didn't want to talk to me, but you're volunteering. What's your name, young man?
John Arruda.
And John, known you since your high school days, which was
Yes, sir.
About 3-4 years ago, probably?
Oh, it's been quite a while, Calvin.
What's your position with the fire department, John?
I am captain.
Captain. Okay, you no longer go by Jonathan? I thought it used to be Jonathan.
Don't matter, I've been called a lot worse names.
We won't go into those.
No.
So you're fire captain?
I am.
All right, so how big a squad do you guys have right now, roughly? Yeah.
Oh, we've probably got 30, 35 members on the roster, I guess.
Okay.
We've got quite a few new ones. They put out a Facebook post here a month or so ago, and we probably got 4, 5, 6 maybe new applicants.
Wow.
Yeah, we got quite a good response from it.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So we're obviously a lot of training now. My goodness, the training is not what it used to be. It's a lot longer, you give up a lot of time for the training to become a fireman now, or even on the ambulance,
Yeah, the work you go in just so you can volunteer, it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, who's the fire chief?
Fire chief is JP Felion.
Okay.
Assistant chief is Jared Baker. Our second assistant chief is Tommy Lefebvre. And we have one more captain, Joe Dallaire, and then
Okay.
myself.
And yourself. All right. So you keep track of the number of calls. I asked Corey about the EMS calls. He's got those numbers right in his head.
I
doubt
don't. We've probably hit 100 calls maybe this year.
Yeah,
I
which
think
is
it
a
was
lot.
about 120. I think the last time I looked.
You know,
give or take.
the time of the year that always scares me, and I don't think it was bad this year, but not being a fireman, I wouldn't know for sure. But the spring with the brush fires, don't think we got a lot of those, did we?
No brush fire season this year was relatively calm. We've had very bad years. But no, it was we had a few, you always have a few, but we had a pretty good spring.
Okay. Now, people drive by on Route 9 and they see a little sign going up. Is the new construction going to be happening in the next few years, or what's the plans with the...
So currently it is in the early stages. The Board of Fire Commissioners is working very hard, trying to get things together to align, and we're hoping very soon, very, very soon.
Yeah, it's if you haven't driven by there, it's just a little south of the Walgreen. We've been next door neighbors to the Walgreen Pharmacy at the corner of Route 9 and Route 11.
Yep.
And I think that property also goes on to Route 11 also, doesn't it? It wraps around?
Yes, it wraps around. So, yeah.
So they'll have to decide if they're probably the best place to pull out would be Route 9 because it's not quite as busy as Route 11.
Yeah, it may be a situation we may have two driveways, one going out to each road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're heading east, you may want to pull out of Route 11 and
Exactly.
negotiate a stoplight.
Yeah.
But that'll be decided in the future. So you're hoping there's no set date for when we might see construction start. They're still working that out.
To be honest with you, Calvin, I'm really not sure. We're hoping as soon as possible, but like everything else that's going on in the world, delays.
Mm-hmm.
So might be next year. It could be the year after. We're not sure.
All right. So when people show up today, what are you showing them here?
So we're just showing them our equipment. We've got our newest truck down on the end.
Okay. You got your recruiting list sheet with you too, in case somebody says, "Hey, I want to do that."
Oh yeah. We'll give them the information that they want, and we'll point them in the right direction, and we'll get them started.
All right.
You know.
So you have meetings every Tuesday, like everybody, every 7 o'clock every Monday.
Monday night, we're usually there from 6 to about 8 or 8:30. People want to stop in, see what's going on, what we're about. If they have questions, we can answer them to the best of our ability. And if they want an application, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
they
find
can
out
fill
what it
one
takes to become a fire person. We can't say fireman anymore.
That's right.
But thankfully so, because
Yep, that's right.
those ladies can grab on and.
No, we encourage everybody and anybody.
There you go.
So.
All right. Anything else, Jonathan, that I should ask you about here?
No, Kelvin, I think that's it.
All right. See, that wasn't so hard, eh?
Nah.
You tell those folks they're too bashful that they.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't been to open house in Dragoons, so.
Flipping pancakes and having the camera.
Yeah, I'm hoping next year we're back to that, Kelvin.
I'm hoping so too. Yeah, geez, I'm getting
3 years,
withdrawal symptoms here.
3 years of it, I'm starting to get the shakes.
We need our sausage and maple syrup and pancakes.
I guess so.
All right, thanks, John.
Thanks, Calvin.
Okay,
You
with
must
the.
know my boss really well then, Ryan Davies.
I know Ryan Davies, and I know Mr. Sisson too, his boss. Okay, Clinton County Health Department. We just left the EMS and the fire department. This must be the safest place in the county right now with all these people looking out for us. What's your name?
My name's Marianne Bardo.
Mariam, why is the Clinton County Health Department here? Because the people are eating too much ice cream and you want to stop that, or what?
No, we're just trying to get the word out on various safety things, like blue-green algae and ticks and rabies, canine rabies and mouse prevention. And we're also trying to get the word out, too, on the Healthy Neighborhoods program, which is a program that's available to all Clinton County residents, regardless of age or income or housing status. We just go out to the home and we do a little survey with people, and then we do some education to try to make their homes safer. So we talk to them about fire safety, we talk to them about injury prevention, and then after we give them various free products. So we do detectors, we do a fire extinguisher. When appropriate, we do child safety products. If they have children ages 2 or younger, or if they help care for children ages 2 or younger, and any individual in the household with asthma, we do mattress covers, pillow covers, and some cleaning products too to help prevent their asthma from irritating them.
Oh, and it's all free?
All free to everybody and anybody in the county.
So how do they get a hold of you guys to do that?
They get a hold of us by calling this number right here, or there is also, and I don't know if it's on here or not, a jot form that they can fill out, which is actually connected though to the county website.
Well, they could go to the county website and find you.
Oh, there's a jot form right there, actually.
All right. The phone number is 518-565-4512.
Yeah.
And the HTTP is right there, but
With a jot form where they can fill that out too, and then once they click on sending it, then one of us will give them a call. That also connects them to free water testing too,
all right.
if they have wells.
All that done for free. And,
Yes.
So one or
We
two
try.
people, one person, two people. How many people show up?
One person shows up, and right now we have a staff of 1, but we're usually staffed by 2. And actually, we have a new hire coming in a week from this Monday. So I'm very excited about that because I'm looking forward to some.
So you're the staff of 1 right now.
I am the staff of 1. I am the one and only right now.
Throughout all of Clinton County, all
Throughout
10 towns.
Yep, all the towns, villages, yep, we go everywhere and anywhere within the county. Residential. Yeah, we do anywhere residential.
All right. So you say residential, so
So apartments, if people own homes. Some people are on life leases, so we can still come out there. Some people just stay in, say, grandma's house and take care of it. It doesn't matter. If you're wherever you consider home within Clinton County, we go to. And there's no income guidelines at all. We want to make every home in the county as safe as possible.
all right. Very good. Keep it up.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank
I will
you.
try.
All righty. We're going to continue right along here and maybe find somebody from the Champlain Memorial Library,
Sure, I'll say a couple words.
which is just across the trees that way.
Yeah.
Who are you?
So I'm Mary Freeman. I'm on the board at the Champlain Library, right over on Elm Street. Sorry.
The other side of them
And
trees.
yeah, we're just here to still get the word out. This fall we have starting story hours on Saturday mornings at 10. We also have senior tech classes that are starting in the fall, and we provide the devices, either a Chrome laptop or like an iPad. So for seniors to practice their tech, because in this day and age, right, you kind of have to be online. So
Even across the border.
right? Yeah, so all information and signing up for things. So there's a program coupled with Senior Planet where we're trying to get seniors more tech savvy. So we have those. Everything's free at the library, of course. And we also had a summer reading program that's just wrapping up. And we have some cultural events, informational events in the evenings. One that we just had for the kids was through the Fish and Wildlife Service up at the border, which was just awesome. She brought a lot of hands-on, you can actually hold a narwhal tusk in your hands, and we're going to have that in the evening for adults too. So lots of things that the library can offer for free right here in Champlain.
Right here in Champlain.
All right.
There's the phone number, 518-298-8620. All right, and you have hours that you're open right now?
Yep, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11:30 to 5:30, and then on Saturdays, 10 to 1. Okay, and then additional hours depending on the events that we offer.
Okay. Are you the librarian too? or-
I'm on the board of trustees.
okay, is there
yeah.
a librarian?
The librarian is at the library right now.
Oh,
'cause
wow,
we're
I hope
open.
so.
Yeah, so yes.
Put
yeah.
that librarian to work there.
But we're always looking for volunteers. I mean, other things that we have Women's History Tea in the spring. Pie Day. We have the Easter egg, our Easter Bunny, pictures with the Easter Bunny, story hours, pumpkin carving contest. So there's a lot going on at the library, so people should come in and check it out.
All right.
All right,
There you
thanks
go.
very much.
All right, on Elm Street.
Yeah.
We're going to move right along here, and there's a big game board over here. And who are you people?
Hi, so my name's Christine. I am from Living Water Baptist Church, and this is Becca, Jenny, and Tina. And we are representing Living Water Baptist Church for our Vacation Bible School, which starts next week,
Next week.
August 15th
All
through
right.
19th, and it's for kids ages 4 right on up to 18. All kids have a good time. We have a bouncy house, music, games, crafts, snacks, just lots of fun for the kids in our community. And our church is open every Sunday, starting at 10 and 6 o'clock at night, and we're just
Oh, starting at 10 all day? You're open all day?
well,
or-
our service starts at 10 o'clock in the morning.
So,
So
how late?
usually the service lasts for about an hour and a half, but we
Okay.
do have programs for the kids as well.
Okay.
So they have their own church service as well.
All right, at 9 Locust Street, is it?
Yes, 9 Locust
Yep.
Street,
I used
Champlain.
to be able to say go up to Bruce and Shelley's stand there and
Yes.
take a left, but
Yep.
they can't say that anymore.
No,
Bruce
right.
and Shelley aren't open this year.
Right.
So.
Yep.
But it's right there by the Y there.
Yes, the Y,
You
yep.
head toward Perry's Mills and
Yep,
you'll
take
go
a
right by it.
left.
It's right there.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right. So
So-
all comers are welcome.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Lots of fun for the kids, and we do have a prize wheel today for the kids to take a spin and get a cool prize,
Oh, isn't that nice?
and take home a coloring page as well.
Okay. So this Bible school is every year, right? So people will be
Yes.
watching this in future years too. So every year you have
Right.
this Bible school.
Yep. Every year in August, usually around the third week or second week in August, we have our Vacation Bible School.
Yeah. When the temperature cools off a little bit.
Yes. Yes.
A little more
Everyone's
comfortable.
home from their vacation, so ready to have some fun before summer ends.
Anything else you want to tell me?
No, I think that's it. Just
Okay.
come out and have some fun.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you.
it is free.
It's free. Free, yes. Free. All right. There are games here, and speaking of free, there's free ice cream over this way. This must be a busy place. They've got 5 people working here. My gosh, this must be awfully busy.
Some ice cream.
That's why you got the health department, the EMS, and everybody else here. What do you?
This is a community gathering. We invite everybody.
This is the how many annual? Did we
my
have them the last
goodness.
couple of years? I can't remember.
teacher was 11,
So it's probably, well, we missed the last 2 years due to the pandemic. So we've probably been doing it since 2011.
2011. So
yeah, that was my first.
Over 10 years,
Yeah.
with the exception of
2
the
years.
pandemic part. Yeah.
So who you got in all pink shirts here? Who's all these staff you got?
Well, we have Chuck Connor,
Uh-huh.
Juanita Munoz,
Uh-huh.
Joel Herzog,
And
Mary Spring is back there.
who are you?
Oh, I'm Janet McFetridge.
The mayor. Now,
I just hang out here.
now a lot of mayors walk to work. But I've seen this mayor here walking to work with a garbage bag and and picking up the streets as she goes. So
Yeah.
you are
Tend to a lot of different things in this little village.
you're keeping your hand in it, we'll say.
Yeah, I like to be busy, you know that.
I know that. Yeah. I saw you last night in Mowers at the Linda Gagno dedication at the
what a
library.
wonderful thing that was.
Oh, nice. Amazing the amount of paintings that the lady
Yeah.
bought over the years.
Yeah, that was really a wonderful ceremony.
Yes. Now, this is 2022. Next year is 2023. And this village was established in 1873. You know, is my math wrong?
We need to be doing some kind of birthday celebration.
150 years
Yep.
next year.
I'll get on that tomorrow. Start working on that. Thank you for reminding me.
I'm sure it's crossed your mind already.
It has crossed my mind, yes. Yes, it has.
Well, put Chuck.
Yeah.
He's the oldest guy around, so he remembers the. He remembers
here.
He's,
No, right here.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about Calvin.
I could be, but I wasn't in the village. And he wasn't either. You weren't in the village back then in '73. You know.
In 1873,
No,
no,
he
I don't
wasn't,
think
no.
so.
ITK.
Not even in the 70s.
No, you were in Rouse's Point still at that point,
I was
weren't
in
you?
Ross's Point, 73. Just moved here.
Did you?
Good, yeah.
All right.
How you doing?
Oh, we're gonna have to get to work now. We have some other. Well, Nikki Malinsky is over here. She's on the board, and she's doing the children's activities.
Okay,
So
I
that
see
would
the
be
pink
a
shirts.
good
I'll have to go
person
say hi
talk
to
her.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she'll be very upset, and I can't have that.
That's right. I'm sure she would be very disappointed. And then, of course, some of our residents.
Yes, and they're nice and busy up on the hill, up at the phone company, so that's nice. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's a lot of fun to see
Yeah.
people in the village.
And the amount of garage sales I drove by to get here, people parking in the middle of the road, rushing garage sales. So it's Champlain, the town of Champlain garage sale day. So
You might want to
all this
talk
ties
to.
in to yes.
I was just going to say you might want to talk to Jimmy Andres since he set up a lot of this. He's DPW for the village also.
Okay, all right, that's him right there. All righty, I'll talk to him.
All right. Hey, thanks so much.
All right, I'll be back. I want an ice cream before I
hope
leave.
so.
All right.
All right.
Janet McFedridge, the mayor here. I'm going to keep the camera rolling, that way he's on the spot. Supposed to find a guy named Jim Andres. Where I can find him?
Right here.
Right here. All right, so you work for the village?
Yeah, I've been working for the village now 22 years.
All right.
Yeah, I like it. I get to know the people.
Still a teenager when you went to work? And
It's a lot has changed in 22 years. The village has changed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to help set up here today? Or?
No. We did a little bit yesterday. A couple of the guys and I set up the water up and stuff, and tent was set up yesterday.
You got to keep this lawn mowed
Yep.
all the time?
Yeah, we have a guy that does that summer help.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So what do you keep busy? No snow to plow this time of the year, but you got a lot of water breaks, huh? That must drive you crazy.
A lot of maintenance, yep. Water breaks, getting the roads ready for paving. It's a lot of work.
You got some streets you're going to pave?
Yep. Can't tell you which streets, I'm not sure. My boss, he makes those decisions. So. But
Who's your boss?
Mike Joliker.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. Anything else we should know about you? We're holding you up from getting an ice cream here,
No,
so I
no.
don't want you to get mad at me.
I already had my ice cream, and
You know, if you got another one, they wouldn't.
no, they wouldn't mind. I'm just visiting and seeing what's going on and meeting some people that I haven't met before. I guess it's good to do this once in a while, you know.
All right. Yes, so you can head over to the bounce house now, too.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for talking to us, Jimmy.
Ain't
All
no problem. Have a
Okay.
good day.
Yes, okay. Now we got to go over and see the Malinsky girl. All right, when the mayor says get over here and talk to somebody, I do it, boy.
Listen.
Everybody's got a shirt that's 4 years old here.
Yeah.
Village Fest 2018.
We had extras.
That's some left over. What are you doing here, Nikki Malinsky?
Well, I host a group called Champlain Kids Connected, and we hold a series of fun runs every summer, along with winter activities. Especially at Christmas time, we do a big craft activity with candy cane hunt. And just this summer, we started a children's garden club. So we just do a lot for the kids in the community, get families out and about and learn at the same time. And today we just have a bunch of yard games out for the kids to enjoy while they eat their ice cream.
I don't see any lawn darts. How come you haven't got any lawn
Well,
darts?
you know, those are not allowed anymore.
You probably were when you were growing up.
Oh yeah,
though.
they were. Yep.
And we can understand why they're not allowed
Right.
anymore, too. So it's early going here. I'm sure more and more people will wander
yeah.
down here, particularly after the
After
event up the
phone
hill.
company, yep. We did
closes
have
down.
a good line before noon, so there's plenty of ice cream, but we know it'll run out on this beautiful day.
It's a gorgeous day. There's,
Yes.
lots of sunshine, a temperature in the 70s,
Yeah,
not
it's
much for
perfect.
humidity, just a perfect day. So
Definitely.
I reminded your mayor that next year is 150 years for this village, you know.
Oh boy,
so
so we'll have to do something
you
special.
guys have got to do something really
Yes,
special. Yeah.
we will.
I'll have to see what you did 25 years ago and
Oh yeah, let us
Give me-
know. That'd
yeah.
be good to
see if I can
compare
find
to
out.
it.
No sense in reinventing the wheel
Right.
if you can All right, so I'm keeping the kids away from here, so we'll move on.
Yeah, they don't like the camera.
All right,
Thanks
keep
for
up.
coming.
All right,
Thank
keep
you.
up the good work, Nikki.
You too. Thank you.
All right. So if people don't know where Bill Earl Park is, it's on River Street. Knights of Columbus is up there on our right, and the building on our left is the Samuel D. Champlain History Center, owned by Celine Racine Paquette. And this Village Fest is usually and almost always, I would say, tied in at the same time as the Champlain Technologies has their Customer Appreciation Day, and the town of Champlain has their annual garage sale. So as you can see, it's standing room only in front of the ice cream today. Thanks for watching and supporting Hometown Cable.